Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make low poly explosions inside of Blender. So let's go. Here we are over on Blender, and we're going to break this down into a couple parts. So the first part is just going to be the explosion part of it, and then later we'll do the particles like blowing away from it. Okay, so firstly let's just delete everything and then add in a Arcosphere. I'm going to change this to a subdivision of 1, so just open up this bottom thing. And if you'd like to see what I'm clicking throughout the tutorial, just check in the bottom right corner over here. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to kind of lay out everything. And this is going to be like the different parts for our explosion. So you can just rotate, scale, and whatever, and then just Shift D to duplicate. So we're just going to build out the parts of our explosion that we want. So you can just scale it like this. So let's get something that you're happy with. This is going to be what like the explosion looks like in the end. So you can just change the scale of everything like this, and if you want you can just like fill in small gaps with smaller ones like this. Okay, and they just make it look nice. So something like this looks okay. Maybe get one down here and then get this and like bring it out. So now that we have our kind of explosion like this, select everything and then Control A scale. Basically what this does is it resets the scale back to 1 on everything over here. Now what we're going to do is go set our coastal origin and then add in a empty plane axis and just drag it over to the edge over here. And this is going to be the scale for our objects. So what you want to do is you want to duplicate this a couple times. So Shift DX, Shift DX. So here we have 3 of these. Okay, so we can just go rename it with F2. So I'm just going to go scale 1, scale 2, and then scale 3. Okay, and then select everything and go M to new collection, and we're just going to make this I don't know, clouds like this. Okay, and then what we're going to do after this is we're going to select these and go to the constraints tab like this. Go add a copy scale and then go choose a target, and you can just use the eyedropper and choose one of the scales. Okay, and then you can just select all of these and then just go copy to selected. Okay, and now if we scale this, you can see they all scale together. Now we don't want them all to scale at the same time, so what we can do is we can just go through them and select different scale things like this. So just choose random ones and choose whichever scale thing you want like this. Okay, so let's go through, choose whichever ones you want to change so you have enough. And you can see here. Okay, so like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to animate these all. So I'm going to go to the drag this bottom part up. I'll go to like, I don't know, frame 3, and go to the first one, add a keyframe for scale, and then go, what's it like, goes 2 forward to frame 5, scale, and then go to like frame 10 scale. Okay, now if you want to see the keyframes, just go to the graph editor. So you can see we have the different keyframes over here, and then we're going to go to the first one and then go S0 and then R scale. You can see now it goes up like that, and then go to frame 10 S0 R scale. So now we see we have it like this. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the other ones, maybe like a 1 frame offsetted, so frame 4 scale, was it 2 forward, so R scale, and then go to frame 11 R scale, Z scale 0 R scale. Okay, so we've got to go through and do this for all 3 of them. So S0 R scale, and then go frame forward R scale, and then we'll go frame 7 scale, and then frame 5 R scale. Okay, S0 R scale, S0 R scale. Okay, so now you see we have this kind of thing, and so what we can do now is we're going to have to use the curves to change it. So what I'm going to do is just select it like this, select all of them, and then just go T and Bezier. Okay, so now you can see it's like slightly smoother, and then we can mess around with these to get something like. And the way we're going to use this is we're just going to go press C to pull up this, and there's middle click to deselect, so we can just mess around with like one of these curves, like there, and then you can also click normalize, or actually that doesn't work well. You can just change it like this, and then just make sure you like what you like what you see, and then select it like this, and then you can do the same thing. Select all of them, T Bezier, and you can just, well, I guess you can just rotate these over as well, and then you can just mess around with it until you get something that you like, and then just C and middle click to kind of like select only one of them. So there, let's do the last one. Okay, T Bezier, and you can just like select this one and just rotate it like that if you wanted. Okay, so now you can see it kind of just goes like that. If you want, you can just mess around with the timing. So if you wanted to like change all of them, you could just select all three like this, and then just go like drag the back and the top backward. Okay, so like that. And then now we're done with that, so you can see like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this back to a timeline, and then I'm just going to bring in the end. So I think we can just open a dope sheet if you want to see the keyframes. So we can go to like frame 15 and go back to timeline, frame 15. So now it just carries on looping. Okay, and then let's go to adding some colors for these clouds or whatever, the parts of exposure. So just play until you see something, and then just click on one and click on new. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use something called a random thing from an object. So just go search and go object info like this, and also select all of these, and then just go Control L link material. Control L link materials. Okay. Now, if we plug the random into base color, you can see they all have like a random, like assigned gray to white to gray, or white to black. Now you can add a color ramp like this, and then we're just going to change it to constant, and basically now we can just choose which ones have a specific color. Okay, so this is going to be for whichever's orange, so you can just add 2 if you want to have specific parts of it like this, if it's not working properly. So the white, or let's just do it for the black, so, oh yeah, like this. So change the white to be your like light color, so like your explosion, so like like orange like this, and you can just copy it like that, or you can just choose 2 different colors like this. And then as you can see, this is not like a emission kind of thing, so just plug the color into the emission color, and then you can drag out the emission strength. Okay, and then go to the camera and turn bloom on, and you can choose ambient occlusion if you want as well. So now you can see we have this, so we can, well, yeah, so there, and we have a decent looking thing. So maybe we don't want this to be black, we can want this to be gray. It's like gray. We have color clouds, and you can just add another one if you want to add a second color for your and then those are glowing slightly, so just duplicate our color ramp and then just plug this into the emission strength. And then for the color that we want, just change it to white like this, so just choose RGB and drag them all up to 1. And for the non-emission, just change it to black like this. Okay, and then you can just add a math node like this, and then change it to multiply, and just drag off the value, and then that will you need to plug the random into the fact. Okay, and then you can just dial it back in, and there. So now we have an explosion. So now what we need to do is we need to set up the particles for like the sparks and stuff. So I'm going to close the clouds over here, create a new collection. So just right click new collection and rename it to be particles. It's terrible spelling, don't judge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go add a UV sphere in the middle, scale it all the way down like that, and add a little also particle system. Okay, so I'm going to go plus and change it to emitter. So make it emitter. So you can see it has like a bunch of particles at the bottom like this. But what we don't want it to be constantly going, so we're going to change this to be, I don't know, frame 4 till frame 6. Okay, so now you see they all go at once. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change the lifetime to be, I don't know, say 10, and drag up the lifetime randomness, so like something will disappear, and then just drag the number down to something like 10. We can mess around with it and see what you like. Maybe let's drag the lifetime up a bit, and then change the velocity and choose this to be like 10 meters a second. Okay, cool. So we have it like that. Maybe that's slightly too high, so let's change it to 8. Okay, and the lifetime's still way too short. There, that looks cool. Okay, and now you see they aren't really going down that much. So let's go to here, change the gravity and stray axis to -20. So it just falls quicker. Cool. So now it's working. And yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go add a cube like this and GY, drag it over here, and then just go like move tool there. So we can select the particle system like this. So we just wanted to where we can see all the particles. Okay, and then go down to render and choose render as object and choose the cube. Okay, and then we're going to click on rotation and choose it to be, I think, normal tangent. Okay, so you can see they're all rotated properly, and then we can just scale Y. Yeah, scale Y like that. Okay. No, not Y. Scale X. Okay, let's see if that works. No. Maybe it was Z. Scale Z. Oh, that's okay. Go to the material tab, add a new one, and then just change the emission color and drag it up. So let's give it like a orange, yellow. Cool. And you can just give it a color and then it'll actually look nice. And then there. I think that still looks wrong. I don't know, whatever. You could also just leave it as a square, or even like subdivide it if you want, but it's low poly, so just leave it as a square, like this. Cool. And then you can see we have it set up like this. Make sure to go to the particle system and then choose in the render, tune show emitter off. So now that won't show up in the render. And you can save this, and yeah, we're done. If you want, you can also hide this, so just go to click on the little camera icon. Oh wait, no, that won't. Just set up a camera so you can test everything out. If it doesn't. Okay, yeah. So now you can set up your lights and yeah, you have a low poly explosion. Cheers.